YouTube family. Today is Wednesday, December 18, 2024. It's your man, Big D, and I'm back with another one. Before I get to this next episode, I would like to thank all of you that have continued to support and rock out with my son and I. We greatly appreciate it. Thank you. Well, family, I want to give an update to my previous video in regards to the what isn't the government telling us and these huge car-sized drones that people allegedly seeing flying around. And from what I've been hearing, it appears that these drones actually belong to the government. Now, I can't speak for all the drones, but the drones that we're seeing in certain areas, these are actually drones that belong to the government. And it would appear that the government, they're looking for something. These drones are looking for something, and particularly at night. Well, family, it would appear that these drones are looking for radioactive material. That's right, radioactive material. We all know what radioactive material is used for: bombs. So I've been listening to a couple of the content creators trying to get a grasp of it, but it would appear that, I don't know if the bomb, if pieces of a missile or what have you went missing from the Soviet Union or what have you. I don't know where exactly it came from. I've heard that story, but nevertheless, this bomb was taken and it was funneled into North Korea, where it was disassembled, and then parts of it and pieces of it made its way into the United States of America. And allegedly, whoever's behind this, their plan is to perhaps maybe put this bomb together and set it off. So that's kind of alarming. That's unnerving, actually, family. I wish I had better news for you. I wish I could tell you that it was aliens or some type of entity from a different dimension. I wish I could tell you that, because that probably would be better news than me telling you, hey, they looking for lost radioactive material. You know, family, it's crazy, because you ask yourself, how did we get here? How did we arrive at this point? And clearly, you can't get these type of you can't smuggle a bomb or pieces of a radioactive materials in a suitcase on a plane. So you can't fly it over here. You can't bring it over here on a boat. So how else are you gonna get it here? Probably make your way through Canada, and down through Mexico to Texas on into the U.S. The borders are so wide open that it is not impossible for this to be a thing. And for anyone to think that this is unlikely, well, all I can say is do the research for yourself. Look into it for yourself. So further research that I've also discovered was this current administration had knowledge that this was a potential threat. So to my understanding, they had knowledge of this before it was a potential threat, and it's like they allowed it to happen anyway. Just like with September 11th, there was, it's coming out now that, the government knew, about these guys that was learning how, came down here to Florida to learn how to, fly an airplane. They weren't so interested in learning how to land it, but all they cared about was taking off and flying. So, that was, the government had knowledge of this. And for whatever the reason, they held the information and they did nothing. And look what happened. So family, with that being said, I would tell you this. Nothing is for certain in this life. The only thing, well, I take that back. Two things are for certain in this life: death and taxes. Those are the two things that are definitely for certain: death and taxes. But when I said that nothing is for certain, what I meant by that is that you never know what tomorrow will bring. You never know if hell, you don't even know if you're gonna wake up in the morning. You hope that you will, and more people move in life like they know that they will, but there's no proof of this. There's no guarantee that you gonna wake up in the morning. So I think sometimes as human beings, we get lackadaisical in the way that we move in life. We sometimes take things for granted, and most of us have been doing this for so long, taking things for granted, looking for easy ways out when really and truly the only way at making it in this life, unless you're born with money, is through hard work. And I think a lot of people have forgotten about that. I think a lot of people have lost sight of that. And what we have now is people that, I mean, most people ain't even got $1,000 saved up. And you ask yourself, man, how do we get here? Because the way that I was always raised was, man, you always you pay yourself first before you pay any bill. You know, that means you put a little money in your savings, then you pay your little bills. But people ask, well, how do we get here? How do we get to a point where this country is so broke? The mindset of the people is so broke because it's to the point now, you know, it's like you have the have and the have-nots. And then on top of that, you have the people that flodge and fake, the people that are fugazi. They pretend like they balling out, got all this money and really don't. My son just dropped a video earlier about a young man who was in the industry and how he came on and said that a lot of these guys you see walking around, a lot of these rappers and famous people, a lot of their jewelry is rented. A lot of the cars are rented. And for the most part, people who you think that's balling out and got all this paper, they broke. And, you know, I tell you, it would be refreshing if it was that easy. If it was that easy that everybody who could spit, everybody who could sing, everybody who was, you know, decent at playing football, and everybody gonna make it and be a superstar. But that's just not reality. And it is a very difficult business, the music business. Being a professional athlete, that's a whole thing all of its own. You know, you got to be in the very top 1% of the men that make it into the NFL. So the fact of the matter is that you only gonna have those select few that are going to make it in that realm. And I mean, when I say make it, I mean making it be successful. I ain't talking about making it being fake broke. They fake rich is what I'm getting at. They ain't got it. They look like they got it, but they really don't. And one thing that I've always believed in is that rich people pretend to be poor and poor people pretend to be rich. And I've always believed in that. You know, I believe, I'm living a very, frugal lifestyle. You know, I don't, I have nice things and I think nice things are nice, but I also remember that, hey, look how hard it took for me to get these nice things. And I don't believe in squandering and wasting money because I also believe a fool and his money will soon depart. So just because you got it don't mean you should just spend it on crazy stuff, So family, we got a lot going on. I know I went from talking about the whole drone thing and, the government, looking for, allegedly lost radioactive material that may be somewhere in your neighborhood. You don't know where this stuff at. You got the world itself, the economy is terrible. Half of America is just suffering, broke. It is literally a lot going on. So, family, all I can tell you is this. Is keep your head up, stay focused, don't take no wooden nickels, man. And this time, save your money. Don't go squandering it. Don't go if it ain't a necessity, you wait on it. Trust me. When I tell you that it's things that I would like to have, but it's not a necessity, and I can afford these things. But just because I can afford these things don't mean I'm just gonna go waste money, because that's not, I don't think wealthy people become wealthy by wasting money. So you always want to save, you always want to conserve. Well, family, keep your head up. All we can do is what we can do. Well, family, always remember, be more tomorrow than you were yesterday. Peace.